Hi, good morning, children. I think you all are fine. Last classes, we discussed the topic related with land degradation and conservation measures. But we didn't complete the topic. So, the balance, some more area we have to complete. That it is land degradation and conservation measures. What are the ways to solve these problems? What are the ways to solve the problem of a land degradation and how to conserve it? That we are going to discuss today. Okay. To solve the problem of land degradation, there are many ways. In different region, it is in different. So first, how can we solve the land degradation or the problem of land degradation in arid regions? Arid means dry areas. So, we can discuss it first. Arid region, how can we solve the problem of a land degradation? First one, afforestation. Second one, proper management of grazing. Third one, planting shelter belt. Fourth one, control overgrazing. Next one, stabilization of sand dunes. Stabilization of sand dunes. So these are the important measures or ways to solve the problem of a land degradation in arid regions. First one, afforestation. You know that afforestation, planting of more trees and plants. So somewhat extent we can reduce the degradation of land. Next one, proper management of grazing. So we know that we have a large family of a cattle or livestock. So we have to feed them, but we have to control or manage it properly. Next one, planting shelter belt. Already you might have seen that in arid regions, especially desert area or dry areas, the plants and trees are growing in rows. So it can reduce, it can control the soil degradation or the land degradation. Next, control over grazing. Grazing area or grazing we have to control. We know that we have to feed our large cattle family. Then also somewhat extent we have to control it. Next one, stabilization of a sand dunes. Arid regions, we can see that sandy area. So we have to stabilize or to keep the sand dunes or a heap of sand in its own place. So we have to control it or stabilize it in its own place. So these are the main steps to control the land degradation in arid region. Next, industrial and suburban areas. Industrial and suburban areas, what are the ways to solve this land degradation? It is also very easy. That means first one, proper management of wasteland. Management of wasteland. Second one, it is control of mining activities. Mining, control of mining activities. Next one, proper discharge of waste or effluents. These are the measures of important measures, and also proper treatment treatment. These points I am writing shortly, so you have to understand it. How to reduce the problem of land degradation in industrial and suburban areas. First it is management of waste, and second one it is control mining activities. You know that if here the mining activities are going on, there will be deep scars and pits will be there, so it will degrade the quality of the land. So we have to control it. And next, proper discharge of a waste or effluents from the industrial areas. Large amount of waste or industrial effluents it is discharging from these industries. So we have to treat it properly. We have to refine it. Otherwise it will reduce the quality of the land. Last one, proper treatment of the waste. From the industries, large amount of waste is there, though we have to treat it properly before we are let it into the land area. These are the most important steps we have to take to control the land degradation in industrial and suburban areas. I think you got all these points related with the conservation and the measurement to solve the problem of land degradation. So this area, this land degradation and conservation measures topic, it is now we finished. Next we can start another one topic. Very simple it is. It is a soil as a resource. We know that like land, same, it is soil, one of the most important resource. And we have to understand what is the profile of the soil. Profile, soil profile. Soil profile means first we can see the first layer, we can say it is a top layer. Here humus content, everything will be there. It is a top soil, top soil. Humus content and everything will be there in the top soil. Next, second it is second layer of the soil. It is a subsoil. Subsoil. We can see subsoil, that weathered rocks and silt, clay, etc. we can see in this subsoil. The third one it is weathered parent rock. Weathered parent rock. Weathered parent rock. It is, we can see the third profile or third steps layer of the soil. It is a weathered parent rock. Next one it is unweathered parent rock. This is the profile of the soil. First it is all the top soil. It is a humus content, everything will be there, that is top soil. Second one it is a subsoil, and it is a third layer, it is a weathered parent rock. You know that a parent rock or a bed rock, it is determining the texture, color, quantity, quality, everything of soils, all these properties it is determined by the parent rock. So here we can see weathered parent rock, but here also we can see parent rock, but it is unweathered parent rock. So these are the soil profile. Got it now? So now you got what is the importance of, or what are the important layers of the soil. Now we are going to discuss about the specialities of soil. What are the specialities, or why soil also considered as a resource? Why soil also considered as a resource? For example, soil most renewable resources. Most renewable resources, most renewable natural resources. Second one, it is a medium of plant. Medium of plant growth. Third importance, supporting different types of living organisms. Different types of living organisms. That is, soil is a living system. And years, it will take years to form a few centimeters of a soil. So we can understand how much time it will take to form soil, few centimeters of a soil. Depth of soil. Okay, once again I'll tell you what are the specialities of a soil. It is a most renewable natural resources. We can renew it. Second one, it is a medium of a plant growth. This soil is supporting growth of all types of the plants and trees. Next one, it's supporting different types of the living organisms. Living organism, it is from microorganisms to large living beings. So these all are the specialities of the soil. After that, we have to, I think you got it, these points, what are the specialities. Then what are the important factors of a soil formation? Next, we are going to discuss about what are the important factors responsible for the formation of a soil. First one, relief. Second one, parent rock. Third one, climate. Fourth one, vegetation. Fifth one, other forms of lives. And sixth one, time. Dear children, because of the help of these all factors, soil is forming. First one, relief features. These relief features or ups and downs or the different landforms, it is determining the formation of the soil. Second one, parent rock or a bedrock. Already we discussed that parents, children's hereditary characters, everything it is determined by the from the genes of parents. That is why this bedrock or a parent rock, it is determining the soil in those area. Next one, climate. Some area it is a highly or extreme climate, some it is a moderate and mild. So these also determining the soil formation. Next, vegetation cover also determining the formation of a soil. What are the vegetation or types of plants and trees is growing there, that is also determining the soil formation. Next, it is other forms of life. Different life forms are there on earth, so these also influencing the formation of a soil. Next one, the time. Time is also one of the most important factor that determining or help to form the soil. Next, we have to think another some factors responsible for, that is natural factors. Natural factors. What are the natural or various forces of a nature also responsible for the formation of a soil? First one, temperature. Running water. Third one, wind. Fourth one, glaciers. Fifth one, decomposes. With this, we can see that first we discussed important factors that are responsible for the soil formation. Next one, natural factors that are responsible for the formation of the soil. First one, temperature. Temperature is one of the most important factor. Second one, running water. Running water, you know that water from the rivers and all, that is running water. Rain water also included in it. River water also included in this category. Next one, wind. Wind is another one, a natural factor that determining the formation of soil. Next one, glaciers, you know that it is a large sheet of ice, it is sliding from the top of the mountains. These also determining the soil formation. Next one, decomposers. Already you studied in your biology decomposers. They are known as the friend of farmers. So they also determining or help to form the soil. So here, with this we can also understand chemical and organic changes also takes place in the soil. These also help to form the soil formation. Soil also consists of organic and inorganic materials. So my dear children, today we discussed about the ways to solve the problem of land degradation and also soil as a resource, means importance of soil. I think you got all the points. You have to read this area 1 or 2 times, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Okay, thank you.